Hey, you guys think you know which way it's going to go?
Yeah.
Well, you should head on and over to Sports Interaction, whatever sport. Sports Interaction has you covered pregame, live and betting, and all major sports. And, of course, your prop bets. If you want to bet, where do you go, guys?
Sports Interaction.
Sportsinteraction.com/STPN. Come on. 19 plus, please play responsibly.
So, Leafs taking on the Jets tomorrow. Obviously, whenever the Jets are on the calendar, especially over the last couple of years, for whatever reason, there's been a bit of a rivalry that's developed. What do you want to see from the Leafs? And I'm not talking about, like, if you say a win, I'm gonna throw your water in your face, both of you. What do you want to see from the Leafs against the Jets tomorrow in the little things area?
In the little things area.
What little things do you want to see? Because the Jets are no joke this year. This is a very good hockey team.
No. So I would like to see, for as inconsistent as the goaltending has been at times, the defense has also been inconsistent. They were generally pretty good against Florida. The top pair, whatever that is, was not good against Boston.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like.
What happened to that Boston game? I forget.
They
Jesse,
they lost Jesse.
Cruising today.
Yeah,
Oh,
and to
shit.
clarify, and I
Cruising.
researched this for hours last night.
Oh, yeah?
That's bad.
Oh, yeah. No. Losses
Yeah.
are bad, and they're very rare. Every team wins every game.
Mm-hmm.
Every team goes 82-0.
So what do you want to see in the small stuff
Mount
arena
Everest for the
Small
entire
stuff.
season? So can I give one thing?
Yeah.
I want to see no Wayne Simmonds.
Okay.
Going into the game, if
Yeah.
Wayne Simmonds isn't in the lineup, you're starting on your right foot. Like that's
Unless
a
guys are
successful start.
But-
Obviously, unless you don't have a choice, that's
Yeah.
the guy. But in this game, where it's another game where it's a litmus test, this is a team that I don't understand in
I
front
think
of
they're
me.
number one in their
First in the
division.
Western Conference.
They're both extremely good teams.
You're going up a team where it's going to be a playoff atmosphere because Winnipeg always tries. They are not first anymore. They've dropped down to second. They're tied with Dallas.
Matthew-
Bullshit.
Man, they suck.
Tied for first. Though.
Matthew Tkachuk, at intermission, talked about this being like a sort of a measuring stick game for the Panthers, and they learned some things about themselves.
Mhm.
But if you're the Panthers and
Would you
are,
call it the stick of truth?
hey, I certainly would. Can't wait to play that all day, every day. I would, if I was the Panthers and I am where I am in the standings, yeah. Like, we were the President's Trophy winning team. They are in a place where we want to be. Ideally, we'd rocket up the standings and overtake Tampa and play the Leafs in the first round. That's got to be their mentality. If you're the Leafs and the Jets, and you look at the standings every day, and you see the same teams in the top 10, top 8, top 6 for months on end, you got to be excited for this game. You got to be. Their next game, like, Leafs are in 4th, Jets are in 6th. Every
It's a
game
league standings.
league standings. Every game against Boston, Carolina, New Jersey, Dallas. The Jets are 6th. Then you got Vegas. Tampa is extremely obvious. The Rangers and Seattle round out the top 10. There's got to be a little extra something to those teams. Those teams. There's got to be a little extra something there. So even though it's not a inter-conference team or an interdivisional game, you're the two best teams in Canada, and I'm sorry, it means something.
And the one thing I want in a game like that is no dumb penalties.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think Wayne's just he's such a great ambassador for the team. He's such a great locker room guy, but when he's been in the lineup lately, there's been a lot of bad penalties. And I don't want that.
And it's worth mentioning that, like, Dryden, Hunt, hey, I called him the right name. Go me.
Brad Hunt.
Brad, no, don't fuck me up. Dryden Hunt and Bobby McMahon, I think, have been pretty good.
Bobby McMahon, especially, surprisingly.
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't know.
Who expected this?
Yeah, and he did take a penalty.
Yes.
I don't know, narrowly taking a high stick, but he had a real good scoring chance. Should have got his first. He should have his first twice over.
Was his high stick the one where Tkachuk hit him himself in the face first, and then the stick kind of also hit Tkachuk?
Yes. Yeah, and then Tkachuk sold it like a used car.
Yeah, Tkachuk acted like he died after he hit himself in the face.
He hit himself in the face.
Ah.
McMahon got his helmet, which is high sticking.
Yeah,
You can't
it
do
was a penalty. It was a right call.
Yeah.
It was just a little embellished.
But, like, okay, you put Wayne Simmonds in the lineup because you want to be tougher. Dryden Hunt skates through guys. And Aston Reese has a bee in his bonnet. And Bobby McMahon is a big body.
And Michael Bunting is always in there.
And Michael Bunting is always in there. Like
I like Jordy Ben, by the way, not knowing what was going on last night and still defending Michael Bunting.
Yeah, like stop talking about the Leafs like they're this shrinking violet.
Well, they have been until this year. I honestly,
no, of course,
this is a change.
Yes.
This is a change.
Yes.
So I can understand why some people are maybe slow to the party.
Yeah, and there are times where they're very obviously the second toughest team in a game.
Sure.
But something, and they are doing something.
They're doing something.
You don't have to be the toughest team; just win. But you gotta tussle.
Stand up for yourself, for God's
Which
sake.
they have been.
Yes, they have,
Right.
and
Which they have been.
And you know what?
Oh,
There's no circumstance where Jesse's going to say what he just said, which is, it's dress your best lineup, right?
Yeah.
Where I'm going to hear Wayne Simmonds' name not in the lineup and not hurt a little.
Oh,
we love Wayne Simmonds, but it's one of those things. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Jess. I think it's the right thing to do based on the play, and I think the team knows that. He's played 6 games. I think this is not. They made him available publicly for a trade before the season started. So
I think he might still get dealt.
He might, yeah. But I also think, you know what? Not a bad guy to have around for the playoffs to pump guys up and and also listen,
Not the worst.
injuries.
Yeah.
And if the Leafs ever go on a deep run, I want Wayne to be a part of that.
Wouldn't it be great?
I want him to be within the organization.
Like win one
I
for
want him
Jason.
to
How about win
hoist
one
it.
for Wayne? Win one
Yeah.
for Wayne.
Yeah.
Like, it's so nice that Jason gets to, like, if the Leafs ever get a ring, like, he gets one. It's so nice that he's within the organization. Wayne should be here forever.
do love that.
Yeah.
You mentioned injuries, and I think you want to move on, but Nick Robertson's done for the season.
Yes.
You okay?
You're right there.
Are you also done for the season?
I'm really sad about Nick Robertson. No, I think that sucks.
It's awful, and I think we need to really be realistic with the kid.
Can we have a plan next year? The next year, the Leafs cannot do this with Nick Robertson. Next year, Marlies, until he's so unbelievably outsized and he stays there, staple him there. Tell the head coach you got him for the whole year, unless he's scoring like a goal a game. Let him develop.
Yeah.
They did not do that at the beginning of the year.
21.
He's 20.
He's
He's
young.
got time.
He's so young.
And-
Bobby McMahon made his NHL debut at 26.
Michael
and we're
Bunting.
like, look at this guy. He looks great.
Look at Michael Bunting.
Look at Michael Bunting. He's 45.
And
That's
almost
my
won the
favorite
Rookie of the
meme,
Year.
by the way, is how he's an old man. And really, it's just,
He was, 26 last year?
it's ancient.
So,
Yeah.
but what I would say is that, like, with Nick Robertson, the organization of any player, I honestly, they've done such a great job developing. Remember when everybody's like, yeah, throw Liljegren into a trade. He sucks. What a bum. That's a bust first rounder. And he's the
Best right-hander they have.
Yes, he has been. And that was what the expectation was going to be when he was drafted. But there were a few years in there where it was like, there's going to be any progression here?
Yeah.
The Leafs need to take their own advice, which they've done time and time again. And they've done a great job in bringing these players up from the Marlies and go, leave him there.
And Liljegren was another guy who suffered a major setback with an injury.
Yeah.
He got injured at the World Juniors, if I remember
That's
correct.
right.